Hi, my name is Jacob Stitch Duran. I'm a cut man for boxing and obviously the UFC. That's where you guys see me a lot. One of the things that I've been doing for the last 25, 30 years as a cut man is trying to make this game a lot better and trying new applications and techniques. Lo and behold, I found a great product, Qwick-AID, which I use now and all the cut men in the UFC use, and I'm starting to get it into the boxing world so that everybody can use it. But it's really a very safe product. It's 100% natural, doesn't require a prescription, which is great for a lot of us that can't get a prescription. The application is so simple. Your fighter gets cut, you clean the wound, you apply the Qwick-AID 40-45 seconds until it stops bleeding, and then send the fighter back out again. The thing with Qwick-AID is it really works wonders, and the first time I used it was when Vladimir Klitschko got a headbutt. He ended up with a cut on his eyebrow, and I went in immediately and applied the Qwick-AID to him, and it stopped the bleeding. He ended up defending his world title, and so that really encouraged me to continue using it and still experimenting with it, and really find out how it works. I had tried some other products, and the thing with the products is they create a gel and they create a clot, and I worked on this during the reality show. I worked on this one cut, and it stopped the bleeding until I pulled the gauze pad off, and it took that clot with it and it started bleeding again. So at that point I was convinced that this isn't what I needed. Before I found Qwick-AID, I was using the basic medications that are authorized by the athletic commissions, which are the adrenaline chloride 1000, the thrombin, and the avatine. But the only problem with that is that they require prescription. I found Qwick-AID, which is 100% natural and it doesn't require a prescription. And the good thing with it is you apply it on a cut, and 40-45 seconds later it stops the bleeding. As soon as I got it, I introduced it to the state of Nevada, the boxing commission. They looked at it, the doctors examined it, and they approved it all within 24 hours. I have brought it into the UFC, and I've worked a lot of fights, and I've used Qwick-AID, and it's really done wonders. In fact, just over the weekend, I worked on this fighter, and myself worked on this one fighter. It was House's fighter. He ended up with 3 cuts, and at the end of the round I go in there and House calls me, and so I ended up using Qwick-AID, putting it on the 2 cuts on the left side, and House ended up using the Qwick-AID and worked on the cut on the right side. And this guy, we ended up stopping the bleeding, and his father at the end of the fight thanked us for for taking care of his son. That's one of the good things about what we do with this game is we take care of these kids like they're our children, and Qwick-AID is really the best thing that we're using right now. Robert Plant, which is a cut man that works out of England with the UFC, I had sent him some of the Qwick-AID before, and he was a little apprehensive until he saw Don House and myself using it. He used it on the fighter that he was working on, and then was convinced, just like everybody else, that this product Qwick-AID works. So that's one of the good things about it. I was in Brazil, and I worked with one of the Brazilian fighters, and he ended up with 2 cuts. This was during the reality show. 2 big old cuts on the back of his head from elbows. And Lorenzo Fertitta, the owner of the UFC, asked me how the cuts were. And I told him that, they're pretty big cuts. They're lightning bolt cuts, which are kind of a zigzag cut, but I'll take care of them. I applied the Qwick-AID on him and cleaned him up. He went out there, and there was no more blood flowing, so listen, Qwick-AID does work. People ask me, well, how does it stop the bleeding? Well, they created a nice matrix, and when you apply it on the cut, it draws the blood into the matrix, and it dries it up, and it works wonders. The application is as simple as 1, 2, and 3. Fighter gets cut, you clean the cut up with a clean towel. You get the Qwick-AID, you apply it on the cut for 40 to 45 seconds. It stops the bleeding automatically. You could get the 2 strips that come in that package, and you put them on each side of the Qwick-AID. You put it on the cut. You get a spritzer that we have in the package that you spray the pad with it, keep it moist, and it's good for about 3 days, but it keeps the cut clean. Qwick-AID is the best product out in the market right now. I just had a trainer that used Qwick-AID when he was in Detroit, and he called me today and was so happy because he used it for the first time, and he stopped the bleeding, and he wanted to know where he could go. For all you guys that want to get Qwick-AID, go to my website, stitchpremium.com. That's available there, and also you can go directly to the manufacturer, QuickAidSports.com.